And good afternoon, race fans, and welcome to MASCAR Tour 1999. I'm Barry Johnston. I will be joined shortly by Jason Carnahan, where we're featuring 100 laps from Miramichi City Speedway here in Miramichi City, New Brunswick, in the former village town of Douglastown. It's a rather rainy night here tonight, and the rain has kind of been playing havoc here off and on, as it did in PEI last weekend, where we were supposed to have 200 laps, but only got 111 complete, where the red flag came out, and that was it for that race. The race winner last week was Greg Seward, who also won the Superstar Shootout, which was featured two 10-lap races, and he won both of those, so he come away a big winner last weekend from PEI. This weekend, we're featuring about 16 drivers in this. It's one of the smallest fields we've had this year. 6 New Brunswickers in this field, and it should be a real good race here this weekend. Scott Alexander will be driving this week. He had a bad back last week and didn't race, and he's saying the back is feeling pretty good right now, and he's hoping to complete 100 laps. It's going to be a feeling out process for the 250 laps, which will be next weekend in Antigonish, which is going to be a long race for somebody like Scott Alexander. Also this weekend, John Fleming is out of the lineup. Scott Fraser's not in the lineup, so guys like Wayne Smith, who is the points leader, may get his first checkered flag here this week. So sit back, relax, and enjoy, because coming up next will be the MASCAR Dash for Cash, which will be a 10-lap feature, and then we'll be coming into the qualifiers, and then after that will be 100 laps, so stay tuned. And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to MASCAR Tour 1999. I'm Barry Johnson, along with Jason Carnahan, and we are coming to you from Miramichi City Speedway in Miramichi City, New Brunswick, which is in the former town of Douglastown. This is after they've amalgamated up here and made one big city and made a big mess and everything else, but that's enough said about that.
Enough said about that. We've all moved away now, Barry.
We've all gone to a new city.
All gone to a new city.
So anyway, this is the MASCAR Dash for Cash. This will be a rather quick event out here, hopefully, and
all these guys get a bunch of money tied up in the race cars. This is a real good chance to recoup some of that cash they've been spending out in the race cars the last week or so.
Well, anybody who hasn't made any crashes or anything like that in the last week or so, it should be all right.
Bradley told you going to want to win this one.
Well, Brad's definitely going to win this one after last week, and I don't know, Jason, if you had a chance to see the car when he crashed, but
no, I didn't.
Actually, anybody who didn't get to see it, they will see it on TVMB actually after the fact that we're taping this one. So he had quite a bit of damage, but a lot of the drivers in the pit area helped him out, and he was quite thankful. And I noticed Greg Seward loaned him a carburetor, and Greg went back and collected it, and Brad said thank you very much. I appreciate it very much. And
you see rookie champ starting on the pole, Dave O'Blinas. He's going to be hungry for the money. I was talking to him earlier today. He made about 5 changes to his car, he said, during the...
A lot of drivers have made a lot of changes. This is a flat track compared to what they're used to, a lot of bank turns. Also, ladies and gentlemen, the 79 car of Chris Duncan is for sale. Anybody who's looking to buy another car, he's just looking to buy a different car. There's really not a whole lot wrong with that car. He just wants to maybe get himself something a little bit better and be a little more competitive, but he has been competitive lately. And
if you have about $50,000 to run you for the year, Barry, you're all set.
Well, I don't know what he's asking for it. I didn't get a chance to ask him because they were busy on trying to get suspension straightened out for this track. And as I said in the introduction, the 97 car of John Fleming was going to be somebody they didn't have to contend with this week. He is here. He showed up late and made me put mud on my face, so I apologize in the introduction for that, but he did show up as usual. He's been showing up late to a lot of these races and coming up a winner as Art Steves has the green flag out.
We're going to hear some engines roar here, Barry.
And starting off on the pole is Dave O'Blinas, but Dave Potter, the number 17 car, takes the lead quickly into turn number 1 as Rick McCracken looking on the outside of Dave O'Blinas in the 71 car. And we see the 52 car of Sean Tucker really creeping up in there. We got a log jam there as Chris Duncan locks up the brakes going into turn number 4.
What happens here in a short track like this, Barry? What happens, a lot of guys try to get into the corner fast, and first thing one guy starts checking up front, nobody else checks behind, we end up with a little wreck.
Dave Gorvette really loose coming out of turn number 1. He's having a tough time after having everything fixed up for the PEI track, which is a really 15-degree banking over there. So he's really going to have some work to do. This is really just a trial run, Jason, for these guys to see what they have to do for the main feature, and they get to check it all over again during the heat. So actually, they call it the qualifying more than the heat. So
well, as you'll notice, Barry, the 99 car just sitting back there.
Greg Seward doesn't want to touch anything too much. He just wants to get the suspension set up on things.
I know, watching him practice, he had a rocket.
Well, he's been a contender. He's won 2 races now. He won the shortened race in PEI, which was only 111 laps. Last week, the 10-lap dash winner was the 44 car of Wayne Smith, and he's sitting right now in about 4th position as he's getting ready to pass the 52 car of Sean Tucker, and we're approaching the halfway point here.
Dave Potter taking pretty good control of the lead of this race. Dave O'Glenis taking up 2nd place in the 71 car of Rick McCracken out of Fredericton, holding up 3rd, being checked up by the 81 car.
That 17 car of Dave Potter, he's got things set up pretty good there. He's really tight. He's really did the fine-tuning the way it's supposed to have been done out there. As we see, the 15 car of Scott Alexander is also out there. But right now we're watching the 17 car of Dave Potter going down the back straightaway. But Scott Alexander, as I mentioned at the top of the show, has had some back problems, but he's back in the race seat. And it's nice to see that he's back out there. He's a fighter, and he's not going to sit back and watch any of this. He wants to get into it and see it from behind the driver's wheel. As we see Chris Duncan passing Scott Alexander. We got the 2 popsicle sticks coming up from Art Steves here real soon. So 2 laps to go, and your race leader right now is Dave Potterson. 2nd is Dave O'Glenis, and 3rd is Bobby White. Rick McCracken sitting in 4th from Fredericton, New Brunswick, and Wayne Smith, the ever popular Wayne Smith, who is the points leader.
And Bobby White coming into turn 3 real hard on Dave O'Glenis, going to try and take him out of 4, and he's going to get him. Dave must be a little bit upset about that one, but he has held a pretty good 2nd spot throughout this race a little bit.
Wayne Smith with 1,100 points even. Sitting in behind him is Greg Seward with 1,064. So a big race here tonight. We could see a leader change here tonight. We got the checkered flag, and it goes to Dave Potter. 2nd was Bobby White. 3rd was Dave O'Glenis, and 4th was Rick McCracken. And rounding out the top 5 was the 44 car of Wayne Smith. And we saw a big dash there at the end with Greg Seward and Scott Alexander.
Any idea what kind of money was on that race, Barry?
Nah, Jay, I've been told many times, but I really don't know how much exactly was involved in that. But we can find out here just shortly. Involved with that is $100 of CarQuest money. So, that's some parts money for these guys whenever they need to get some parts done. So, as CarQuest is a major sponsor of this tour. So, your race winner off of that was Dave Potter, number 17 car. As you see him going around the track with the checkered flag. And coming back, when we come back, we will be bringing you the MASCAR qualifying on TVMB. You're watching MASCAR Tour 1999. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to MASCAR Tour 1999 from Miramichi City Speedway in Miramichi City, New Brunswick. I'm Barry Johnson along with Jason Carnahan, and we are glad to bring you right now the MASCAR qualifying. This is one of 2. Sitting in the pole is the 21 car of Dave Pierce from Blockhouse, Nova Scotia. George Koskiewicz jumps into the lead very quickly. He is taking the lead here real quick. Rick McCracken on the outside. Dave Pierce really slow. Oh! Dave Potter runs into the back of Dave Pierce and goes into the wall as the yellow is going to come out. We've got Dave Potter sitting into the wall over there as he made contact with Dave Pierce. Dave Pierce slowed right up.
Bad way to start a race, Barry. These guys work all week on the cars, so they come from a long distance. Hopefully he can get this thing fixed up. He's got a good crew. Chances are he'll try and make her back out as soon as he can.
He didn't hit into the wall. He just brushed up against it. But he made some pretty good contact with the 21 car, as we have a replay of that in case you missed it. The 21 car of Dave Pierce going into, he's got probably some transmission problems there. He might have missed a gear because he slowed right up, and Dave Potter just rammed right into the back of them. But George Koskiewicz, what a start he had right up at the beginning of the qualifying. As we see right here on your screen, you're going to see right in the middle, Dave Pierce slowed right up. Dave Potter had nowhere to go at the back of him, and he just zinged right into the wall. He may have blown a tire there, and it looks like possibly some front end damage. He may have to get some control arms and the like.
MASCAR Tour, Barry, these guys are pretty well equipped with the right equipment and stuff to get him back out as soon as he can. Probably won't have much of a problem to get this car back out for the 2nd qualifier or even the end of this qualifier.
Well, I can guarantee if he doesn't have it, somebody down there in the pit area does, because these guys really do help each other out. And they may be fierce competitors on the track, but they sure help one another out when something does happen. So
they're all running, $30,000, $40,000 race cars, all running pretty tight budgets, I would say.
Well, it's going to be tight for sure because the dollar is tight. Brad Tozer now getting into the lineup, one of the local, well, I guess the only local guy here tonight. I'm thinking of when we're in PEI in Nova Scotia, but Brad Tozer is the only local guy here tonight. So the pace truck is going over towards the Jerry Dan truck, the tow truck, I guess, is going over towards the pit area. As the 17 car of Dave Potter sitting right there at the pit entrance. He may need a tow to get out of there, as the pace truck is going to lead them around one or two times more.
Definitely some good serious front end damage to Dave Potter's car.
Well, he hit into the back of Dave Pierce pretty hard. So hopefully both these drivers can get things straightened out. As you see,
could have been a lot worse, you know.
We see, oh, he just left. Dave Potter just left out of his car. We just missed it out of our TV screen here. So obviously some damage done there. He's going back to the pit area. Not a happy camper. So when they get relined, it's going to be number 6, George Koskiewicz. And in second place will be the 71 car of Rick McCracken. In third will be the 48 car of Dave Oblinas. In fourth will be Bobby White in the 81 car. In fifth will be the 44 of Wayne Smith. And in sixth, the local boy Brad Tozer. And in in the last place will be the 88 car of Chris Hughes. Chris done a little different color scheme on his car, and it looks pretty good over there.
Barry, you follow this tour quite a bit, right?
Well, I've only missed one race, and that was in Antigonish. So
number 6 car sitting out front there, pretty good contender.
Well, he's always there. He's a steady Eddie, and he's got a lot of white on that car. And if anybody's looking to throw a few dollars into some sponsorship, I know he'd welcome a phone call from anybody who would be willing to wanting to sponsor a car.
Obviously, a good competitive crowd here tonight.
Yes, there is a real good crowd out here tonight. One car that is missing is the 31 of Scott Frazier, and I don't know if you've heard that one or not, Jason, but Scott is a very, very serious racer. He does a lot of racing down south.
I think he was in the CASCAR race in Fredericton last year. He got to get in the driver's seat.
I think he might have been, yes. I'm not positive on that, but we're going to keep the yellow out as long as that tow truck's nose is sticking out towards the track. They get the 17 car of Dave Potter off. So these guys are going to try and keep the tires warm, keep the temperature down in these cars. They want them to heat up, but the temperature is cooling off out there.
Yeah, the drivers are a little cooler. It still gets a little warm in there. I was looking around a few of the cars there this afternoon. Notice Dave Oblinas said about 4 jugs of water fastened to the roll cage.
Well, a lot of them do, and there is one car of Donald Chisholm, and he has 4 at least in his car, and that was the former car of Scott Kelly at one time. And Donnie is not up here with us, but he, I would imagine, will be racing in his hometown of Antigonish next weekend, where I have to talk for 250 laps, and I think you're glad you won't be there for that one, Jason.
No, I'm just going to be here for this one hometown show, Barry. That's just one hometown show.
250 laps, folks. It's going to be a long race, so hope you get lots of munchies and cool beverages set up for that one, because it's going to be a real good race. Last weekend we were in PEI, and it was a Mother Nature shortened race. Only 111 of 200 laps were completed. Art Steves didn't hesitate. Once over 100 laps were complete, that was considered a race. And
Rick McCracken's doing fairly well this year, Barry, as well.
He's not doing too bad out there. He's
currently running.
He's in the 71 car, so
yeah, 7th position.
He's sitting in 7th position. Just quickly, we'll run down the top 5 here. As in first place in the points is the 44 car of Wayne Smith with 1,100. In second is the 99 of Greg Seward with 1,064. 81 car Bobby White's in third with 1,026. Dave Gorvette from Sherwood PEI is sitting in fourth with 1,012 points. The 48 car of Dave Oblinas round out the top 5 with 982 points.
Dave Oblinas a rookie last year, rookie of the year. Is that right, Barry? I think.
I believe so. Yes. I don't have my former colleague of Al Robinson here with me this weekend, and he's usually the encyclopedia when it comes to that stuff. So, but so far right now, your rookie leader is the 52 car of Sean Tucker with 974 points. Sitting in second in the rookies is 15 of Scott Alexander, who missed last week's race. The car did race, but he didn't. But he's here tonight, and he will be out racing here tonight when it comes time for the feature. So Art Steves.
And as we see the Car Quest Dodge Ram come out.
Art Steves showing the green flag to the pace truck. The lights are out, so one more lap around. He's got the rolled up green. He's wanting them crossed over, tighten the field up.
Bracken's going to try and check on the outside real fast on this one. You're going to see a real tight restart here.
He's going to have to be really quick on the gas, because George Koskiewicz is always, when he's in the pole position area, is very, very fast. on the gas pedal as they go down the back straightaway waiting for the green. Art Steves has it up, and Jason, I don't know if you ever had to see Art Steves before, but he's a very colorful guy to watch on the flag stand. He never stops moving up there. As you notice, George Koskiewicz very quick on the gas pedal. He takes the lead out going into turn number 1, and sitting in second is the 71 car of Rick McCracken, a little loose coming out of turn number 2.
Giving Bobby White the chance to come up on him real tight here coming into turn 3. Going to try and check up on him and coming into turn 4.
Don't ever count Bobby White out of any race, folks, because he's been there all season long.
David Blinas hugging to the outside lane, falling a little back a little bit, trying to get in the inside groove and trying to get on the inside of Brad Tozer.
Rounding out the field is the 88 car of Chris Hughes. Sitting in second is Bobby White. Wayne Smith looking to the inside. Rick McCracken has now dropped down to 4th place. He's obviously got some problems happening there. Wayne Smith, your points leader here in the MASCAR Tour 99, looking on the inside of Bobby White. He's looking for 2nd place. He may take it here, but George Koskiewicz may do a little bit of a favor there. No, Wayne Smith does take over 2nd place. Now he's going to be eyeing up 1st place. Bobby White taking a look on the outside of Wayne Smith as they come across the start-finish line. George Koskiewicz is in 1st. Wayne Smith in 3rd, or in 2nd, sorry. In 3rd is Bobby White.
Bobby White still trying to check up on the outside of the 44 car. It's going to be almost she's a diagonal 3 wide. Barry coming out of turn 1.
Oh, we got a little bump in there by Wayne and George. Wayne just letting George know, hey, I'm behind you, get over, I'm coming through.
And the 44 car taking over the lead.
Down the back straightaway. It is the 44 car taking the lead over George Koskiewicz.
Bobby White working his way on the outside as well. The 6 car. 6 car checking up on Bobby White on the inside. 44 car standing way in front of the lead now. Bobby White takes 2nd place.
George Koskiewicz had a strong start, but just could not hang on to the lead. Wayne Smith now opening up about a 5-car lead over Bobby White, who is in 2nd place. In 3rd is George Koskiewicz. Sitting in 4th is Rick McCracken. In 5th is the number 2 car of Brad Tozer. 2 laps to go. This is the first qualifier of the MASCARs.
Barry, that's probably the most energetic flagman I've ever seen at any track here in the province.
Well, he is. He's one of a kind, that's for sure. And I know the MASCAR people are very proud to have him. He's about a 35-year veteran on this tour, or doing flagging for about 35 years, he was telling me in an interview earlier. We got 1 lap to go. Looks like Wayne Smith will be your first qualifying winner.
Bobby White fought hard for 2nd place. Well-deserved 2nd place coming up here, we hope. And he does take home the 2nd place position, rounding up 3rd spot. George Koskiewicz, number 71. Rick McCracken taking the 4th position. Rounding off the rest of the field, we got Bradley Tozer, Dave O'Blanis.
A rather very respectable finish for Brad Tozer, considering last week he didn't really race, so to speak. He crashed in the practice and in PEI and had to rebuild the car Saturday night.
That really takes a lot out of the pocket during practice, doesn't it?
Well, he had to rebuild things Saturday night, and then the rain on Sunday. He couldn't really do a whole lot because he had no hood, he had no fenders, and he couldn't keep it out in the rain. I don't think he had a cover for it, so he used to hit back to the pit every time, and they used to do a few adjustments. So coming up now will be the 2nd qualifier. The NASCAR Tour, your first qualifier winner was the 44 car Wayne Smith, so he adds to his point total. He is sitting 1st in points as it is with 1,100. So he's opened up a little bit of a lead so far, but we got another qualifier coming up. As you see this, all the cars coming out onto the track. We have a field of 17 cars here tonight. We only had 16, we thought, but then John Fleming was fashionably late. As seems as usual, he's been showing up late to quite a few races. I don't know if that's a superstitious. Well, I don't know if it's a superstitious thing or not, but maybe he couldn't find the track. I don't know, but.
I actually know a couple sportsman drivers that show up faithfully, and I probably know who they're talking. They probably know who I'm talking about if they're watching the show.
Well, they'll be watching
5 to 7.
They'll be watching on a Sunday at 4 o'clock here on TVMB. You're watching MASCAR Tour 1999. I'm Barry Johnson along with Jason Carnahan. Jason's probably one and only visit with us here on TVMB for MASCAR. Anyway, we'll be joined by Al Robinson next week in Antigonish. Al said he won't miss 250 laps. Al, who doesn't race anymore but is heavily involved in the pit area with one driver, I believe is Dana Duncan, or Chris Duncan, I should say. So still lending a hand and getting his nose dirty in it, and also is a MASCAR official. So he likes to give a little bit of advice and help these guys out, and especially Dana and Chris. They're brothers, and they're just relatively new to the scene and MASCAR scene anyway, and they like to have a little bit of help. A little bit of help never hurt anybody. So
no, any help you can get in this sport is what's called real good hand of gratitude.
Also, the 79 car of Chris Duncan is for sale if anybody's interested. Chris lives in the Fairvale area, Rossay area, I guess it is now. It used to be called Fairvale, but you can look him up or contact the people at MASCAR, and they will let you know how to get a hold of Chris Duncan if you're interested in getting a MASCAR, which could be used also as a pro stock car out of the Fredericton area anyway. As we got the green flag up, Bart's showing it. John Fleming is sitting on the pole for the second qualifier.
They travel by quite fast. The backfires kind of vibrate the window here at Miramichi Speedway.
There is a lot of compression in there, and there's a lot of unused fuel when they go into those turns, and it's got to go somewhere, and it's got to come back out the exhaust as the sun goes down and the lights will come out. It will be very, very obvious. You'll see a lot of flame coming out of the back of the cars, folks, but not to worry. It's not the car catching on fire. It's just the unused fuel getting burned up in the chamber. John Fleming opened up quite a big lead. Scott Alexander holding up the pack a little bit. Dave Gorvette sitting in third. Scott Alexander is second. Greg Seward, the 99 car, who was the race winner last week.
Spin coming into one there for Chris Duncan. Got a little loose coming into turn 4, sorry.
Well, Chris is, I won't say famous for spin outs, but he's had a few of them in the last couple of weeks. So Scott Alexander a little slow this week. He's not as fast as he has been. Maybe the back is starting to bother him a little bit. He had some disc problems there, so we got Dave Gorvette looking on the outside. We got Greg Seward looking on the inside.
Close to the cement there as they come out of turn 4, Barry.
That's one thing about the track in Shediac. They can come 4 wide out of that track because it is a wide track down there.
Plus
very well.
A little bit of grievance down there with a little bit of dirt to go through before they contact any.
That's right.
Any cement.
That's right. So we see Dave Gorvette taking over second place from Scott Alexander. Oh, maybe not. I shouldn't speak too soon, but going down the back straightaway, Dave Gorvette opens up a little bit of a lead over Scott Alexander, who is now in third place. Greg Seward, who was challenging on the outside for third now, sits in fourth.
John Fleming with a humongous lead here at Miramichi City Speedway.
Well, John seems to like the rough tracks. He likes it over in PEI, which is a very rough track, and he seems to do quite well here as he's catching up onto Chris Duncan, and he may lap him.
The 99 car coming up on the outside in the big battle for fourth. He's won third position now.
He's into third now, right in behind Dave Gorvette, Sherwood Parkdale resident.
Keep an eye on the 99 car, Barry. He's been strong in practice. He had an awesome race car, probably running a half a second quicker than most of the field so far.
The white flag is out. 1 lap to go. John Fleming getting the white flag as he lapped Chris Duncan.
The battle's going to be for second place here.
Dave Gorvette in the 99, in the 77 car, battling with the 99 of Greg Seward. Greg Seward, I don't think is going to catch him for second place. I think he just wants to save the tires on the car.
John Fleming takes the checkered flag here at Miramichi City Speedway and qualifying race.
Not his first time, that's for sure, taking a qualifier. He takes the second qualifier here.
Kind of figured with a lead like that, it wouldn't be his first checker.
Well, anything can happen. You can always get a spin out or anything like that. So as they all head off the track, they want to get tire temperatures and whatnot to see how this track is cooling down.
Yeah, as you can see, he didn't even come out for the checkered, so.
No, that's their option.
Important things to do.
That's their option. They can or they don't have to, and I think they're really interested in tire pressures.
Darn, I thought we were going to see a donut maybe from him.
No, you wouldn't see that from John. Maybe if he won the feature, yes, but not in a qualifier. You won't see that from John.
Probably not in the qualifier.
John, a pretty proud man, and he enjoys racing out there. But we may see that in the qualifier, or the feature, sorry. So, coming up next in the MASCAR Tour 99 from Miramichi City Speedway will be a 100-lap feature. Coming up very shortly. Until then, we will take a break, and we'll be right back with the 100-lap feature. And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to MASCAR Tour 1999 here on TVMB Sports. I'm Barry Johnson, along with the ever popular Miramichi, Jason Carnahan. Jason filling in for Al Robinson, who is off on personal vacation, I guess, or personal business. He's gone to, I believe, the Big Belle Province up in Quebec. But Al will be back with us in Antigonish for 250 laps at Riverside Speedway. Jason, I think you're just happy to get this 100 laps over with, plus the regular features here at the track that we've had here earlier tonight. By the way, we're coming from Miramichi City Speedway here in Miramichi City, in the former town of Douglastown. Welcome, Jason.
It's been a long night, Barry, so far. We have a lot of excitement here in Miramichi City Speedway. Started with the sun up, now the sun's down, the lights are on. Crowd's still holding out in the chilly weather.
As long as we don't see the sun coming up, I'm happy, okay? That's all I can say. I'm happy as long as we don't see the sun coming up.
We'll do fine. I think we're going to get this race over with fairly quick here, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to see some exciting racing here tonight. Two-groove racing here at Miramichi City Speedway, as always. Guys seem to find...
We're having a problem here getting a couple of cars started. Chris Duncan getting his car started. See if we can get Dave Potter going here. Jason, one thing you will notice with Art Steves, he does not fool around with getting things started up. These guys can talk to the drivers. They can get them lined up pretty well that way. They don't have to get down on the track and line them up. So it's a whole lot quicker process than what we've seen here earlier tonight.
I think I understand they have their own officials that go to every event with them. Is that right?
Yes, as you can. Well, right in front of us here, you're going to see the bulk of them right here. As you were mentioning earlier in another race on a different show here we were doing, that women do like to watch racing. Well, as you see right here, the markers are female. So
no negotiating.
No, there's no negotiating there, that's for sure. But nonetheless, they are quite heavily involved, and a lot of them are wives of the other MASCAR officials that follow the tour around. Plus, you'll see numerous people with either yellow jackets. I think they'll have to wear yellow jackets here tonight because it is cool here tonight.
That's right.
So.
Tell the folks to keep an eye on the flagman. As you can see him, he can be quite just like an acrobat. He's very colorful.
Well, he is very aerobic out there is the only way to put it. He gets a 20-minute workout here out in one night for sure. And he was telling me earlier in an interview that we will be showing that he enjoys it, and he does get quite a workout. He'd like to go out and have a cool one with the boys later, but he's wore out. He says he's not any younger, not as young as he used to be, and he needs a little bit of rest after doing a race here at night.
So as he returns himself to the top of the flag stand, he wants these guys crunched up, and he wants them tight together for a good start, I should say.
Well, it will be nothing but a good start. He will not let them go on a false, not really a false start, but a start where somebody gets an advantage, especially the two lead drivers, which is on the pole tonight is the 97 car of John Fleming. Jason, I will just take a moment here and briefly run down the lineup here. In the 6 car on the outside of John Fleming is the George Koskuliks. Number 15, Scott Alexander. 71, Rick McCracken. 52, Sean Tucker. 48, Dave Oblinas. 77, Dave Corbett. 81, Bobby White. 44, Wayne Smith, your points leader also. 98, Greg Seward, your winner last weekend in PEI. Number 5 car of Doug Stokes. Number 2 car, the local guy, Brad Tozer. Number 88, Chris Hughes out of PEI. The number 7 car of Dana Duncan. Number 21, Dave Pierce. 79, Chris Duncan. Number 17, Dave Potter. That's 17 cars in the lineup, and I did that pretty good. I was quite surprised.
We got her done. The lights are out on the base truck here, folks, in the CarQuest base truck.
So, Art Steves does have a rolled up green, but he wants them tighter. He's got the flags going there, and he wants them a lot tighter. As you see, Dave Potter with no hood, and I do believe when he comes across here, you're going to see him with no fenders. Passenger fender, right fender is gone, the hood is gone. That was in the result of a crash in the qualifier earlier. So he's going to cut down on his aerodynamics, but he's going to be a lot cooler than some of the other cars. So Art Steves has the green flag rolled up. Pace truck will head to the infield, and next time around we will be going racing, no question about it. 100 laps here from the Miramichi City Speedway in Miramichi City, New Brunswick. You are watching NASCAR Tour 1999 on TVNB. Next weekend we will be bringing you 250 laps from Antigonish. That's Riverside Speedway.
Base truck is in, Barry.
As you see the cars going down the back straightaway, the Thunder will be rolling here in Miramichi very shortly. And folks, I will tell you, it will be Thunder, as you will see and hear. You can hear Ken Packham, the voice of MASCAR, in the background. We're going racing. The 97 car of John Fleming really quick off the gun. We got a
crash coming out of turn 1. We got a bunch of cars piled up.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We got a lot of cars crashed up here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Not a good start at all, Barry.
6 cars into turn number 1, in between turn 1 and 2.
Hopefully nobody's injured in this wreck.
I think the worst one out of that is Dave Oblinas by the looks of things here. He is... Okay, we do have a replay, but folks, it's not right up close, but we do have a replay. As you can see, coming into turn number 1, John Fleming gets through there. Scott Alexander, I think George Koskulik gets through, but it's near just behind that.
Back.
As you can see, a lot of smoke and tires peeling there.
And that's got to be a real discouraging way for Dave Oblinus to start out tonight, as he's worked so hard today. These guys have been here since about 3 o'clock this afternoon, testing and tuning their automobiles, and you know, when you start off a race like this, it really gets you in the guts.
Well, I'm telling you, it's quite exciting to watch, and folks,
I stand corrected myself, Barry, here too. I noticed Dave Oblinus flying by here a second ago. It looked like he got tied up in that wreck there pretty heavy, but he looks like he got himself out.
no worse for wear, just a little bit of fiberglass and metal flying, that's about it. So
probably scared him more than anything after a long day's work.
Well, I think Rick McCracken got into that pretty good too, the 71 car, so we'll have to see. I don't see him out there right now, unless my eyes deceive me. It is a little dark in some of the turns over there, but the 71 car is not out there. He's gone into the pit area. So hopefully he'll make it back out and he's not hurt or anything. Rick McCracken out of Fredericton. Fairly, somewhat of a local guy, I guess, local within the province anyway. Lights have gone out in the pace truck. Next time around, we're going racing. As Art's showing to the flag to John Fleming, we're going to go racing next time around. So we didn't have any laps completed there, so.
He's on the first corner.
Very first corner, so the lineup stays pretty well the same.
Notice the rules are a little bit because of the accident. I guess maybe, I don't know how they do their lineups here, Barry. You might want to explain it to me. Dave Oblinus is sitting at the back here now all of a sudden.
Well, he must have been a part of the cause of that as the spotter. We have one of the spotters right here with us, Dave Dixon, and he makes the call on that stuff. He's the race technical driver, or technical person here, so we got green flag racing here, Jason, as John Fleming takes it into turn number 1. As he's the leader, Scott Alexander sitting in second, George Koskulik's in third, but not by much. Dave Gorvette sneaking up into fourth.
They are full tilt here, Barry, at Miramichi City Speedway. These guys must be hitting speeds of about 105, 110 mile an hour.
Oh, Wayne Smith. Oh, Wayne Smith gets high up onto Dave Gorvette. Wow.
Another wreck. One lap into the race, folks. These guys are anxious to get her home. I don't understand why they don't just sit back and relax just a little bit.
Whoa.
Try and get the cars, get the field spread out just a little bit before they start hammering on her.
Wayne Smith comes so close to going airborne there. That was really, really scary. That looked worse than what it was.
Good.
Oh, good. The guys in the truck got a replay. I'm glad to hear that. I like to see this one. This will be coming up on your screen here. We got a great camera angle on this as they're going to come down the front straightaway.
These guys, like I say, they're traveling.
There's Dave Gorvette cutting into Wayne Smith. Wayne Smith gets up just a little bit. Wayne Smith has got some, well, there's body work gone down the drain for sure. He's got some work ahead. As we can see, some parts of the rear fender on the left fender of Dave Gorvette goes flying. And then we can see Wayne Smith gets the front end crunched up a little bit. Wayne Smith, I believe, has gone into the pit area. Nope, Wayne Smith is still on the track. We have one lap complete, I believe, as the scorers are trying to get things straightened out a little bit here. Well, Jason, this is race number 8 in the MASCAR Tour here on TVNB, and the next race, as I said, is coming from Antigonish.
That's going to be a big one, Barry.
The next race after that will be coming from Fredericton, and the final race at the long weekend in September will be coming to you from Shediac.
Always a good track as well. Chediac's always drawn a good crowd, a new facility.
It's a great track, like you said, there you hit the key word, a new facility. It's 4 wide with a large area before you hit the wall, a lot of sand there.
Not as much excitement as far as the wrecks go, but you get good racing as far as...
Good solid racing. As you can see, Rick McCracken going by, and you get a good view of the inside of the car. If we can get a camera angle as he comes, well, maybe next time around on the front straightaway, we can get a good shot of him, and they can show you the inside of one of those cars.
So Rick McCracken involved in the last wreck we had here a minute ago here at Miramichi City Speedway.
He was involved actually in the first wreck in between turn 1 and 2, but it's nice to see he's back out on the track. Wayne Smith is staying out there. He's not coming in at all. I believe Dave Gorvette is still...
The field is quite tidy here. So as the cleanup crew gets everything straightened away...
There was a real good shot of Rick McCracken's car as we've seen him going by. We'll see if we can get him here in the front straightaways. You get a good view of Rick McCracken's car. There you can see him right there. You can see everything that goes on in the car.
Yep.
You can see the engine and everything right there.
That's almost something like you see at your local Saturn dealership, Gary.
Well, it looks like it. It sure looks like it. But we got a rolled up green, so we're going to go racing, I believe, next time around. Art Steves is showing the green flag. We have 1 lap.
7 and 6, keep it together.
We didn't have a lap complete there. They didn't score it as a lap complete.
Score it as a lap, folks.
So we still haven't got a lap here yet. We're going racing.
Here they go.
The 97. Excuse me. The 97 goes into turn number 1 in the lead. George Koskiewicz in second. Scott Alexander, the 15 car, is in third, but he is right beside number 52, Sean Tucker, the rookie. The 2 rookies duking it out, going for third spot. Scott Alexander wins that race. 81 of Bobby White is now in third.
Forward, but the guy's back on the track again, number 79.
Well, that's Chris Duncan, and he's known for spinning out, unfortunately, so I don't know if there's a handling problem in that car or what, but he is known for spinning out. We got some great racing here, ladies and gentlemen.
As the spotters are probably telling them, foot to the floor, boys. That aluminum's just to hold your foot from falling to the asphalt.
That's right. The 97 car of John Fleming opening up a bit of a lead. The number 6 car of George Koskiewicz is sitting in second. In third is the rookie Scott Alexander.
Race for 4th place here with the number 81 car.
99 Greg Seward, don't count him out. He's sitting right back there, just kind of the cat stalking onto the mouse. As he gets down in on side of Scott Alexander, great move by Greg Seward. As he got down underneath Scott Alexander, and Wayne Smith followed him right in behind.
These guys are pushing for a little bit of room out front. They got about 90-some laps to go, folks. I mean, they got a long ways yet. Some of the guys are on the hammer early in the race, probably trying to get the tires warmed up a bit and trying to get the engines up to running temperature, so they could probably not set up the way they were like 2 or 3 hours ago here at Miramichi City Speedway as temperatures went down.
We have a little battle here for third spot between Greg Seward and Wayne Smith. As you see them going by the front straightaway, the start-finish line. That's a great shot there, ladies and gentlemen, just right into your living room. Hopefully you don't spill your cold beverage when you see that shot coming at you.
Just gives you an idea how kind of speeds they're traveling.
These guys, folks, are traveling between 90 and 97 miles an hour down this track, and this is a small track, and that's quite a fast speed limit for this. This is miles an hour, I'm talking, not kilometers either. So we
have a battle up front here.
The race leader now, John Fleming, lapping the 21 car of Dave Pierce. Dave Pierce not having a real good run here. He hasn't had a good run since PEI. Actually, the PEI race, he didn't have a real good run there either. As Art Steves is telling Chris Duncan to get to the inside because John Fleming's coming behind him. He flashes that blue and yellow flag.
You got Wayne Smith and Greg Stewart battling it out here in the 4th position.
Oh, are they ever having a battle? George Koskiewicz says, go ahead, boys, wear it out, because I'll just stay here in second. But John Fleming has opened up a huge lead out there.
As you see them go by again, the aluminum gets a little more loose on the 44 car each time he goes around. We're probably going to see another Rick McCracken deal here.
We may see that eventually, and Rick McCracken, I think, may have some frame damage there too by the looks of things. So
it's probably a little cool inside that car right now for him.
He may not mind that one little bit. These cars now, we've got how many laps complete, Jason?
We've got 11 laps complete right now here.
11 laps complete with no caution.
The 12th lap.
As that 44 car, he's got a lot of metal sticking out of there. He may be sent to the pit area. That would be the black flag with the orange dot in the center of it. And that's just to let him know that he's got some structural damage and has to Art flashing the flag at the number 88 car of Chris Hughes to tell him to get down to the low side and let the faster cars go by.
From what I hear, this flag will only take up just a couple laps of that stuff. And, you know, if you want the big one, you're going to get it with this guy.
Yep. He only puts up with this for so long, and then that's it. He gives them a chance, though. He's a real fair guy.
Now he's got another one out.
He will flash that on a small track like this, Jason. He will flash that flag several times. Very, very, especially when the field starts to open up like this. It's, you see Rick McCracken got some metal or something hanging down there. He's got sparks flying out the back end. The 71
Trying
car.
to get the 21 car down.
Well, that's where Art wants them. It's down on the inside so the faster cars can go up around them.
That's Dave Pearson of Blockhouse, Nova Scotia, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Boys, we got some great racing here. The fans don't usually get to see this kind of racing. This is a lot faster than your sportsman or your street stock by any stretch of the imagination.
That's why they have a tour. You spread it out amongst the province, and everyone gets to have a chance to glance at these cars. And really professional. As you go down to the pit, you can kind of walk through and see what kind of money's tied up down here, Barry. I mean, you got motorhomes, you got enclosed trailers. Some of them have even got a little paid staff with them.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but some of them probably do get a little bit in their pocket.
We're not talking cash, we're talking meals.
Oh yes, they get a little bit in their pocket that way. But we got some great racing out here, folks. I've lost track of the leader here. I know it's 97 John Fleming, but he is now starting to lap the number 71 car of Rick McCracken. Rick giving him a little bump. So John Fleming passing everything in sight. And I think he's about ready to down cars 2 laps here pretty soon.
So we have Wayne Smith following up in second place and Potter in third place.
Well, it kind of looks that way. Wayne Smith in second place, and I would say that 99 Greg Seward is in third.
What happens on short tracks, folks, you know, it's really hard. It's why we have our lovely timekeepers here to keep us to the post of who's in the lead.
Well, it's not like the track in PEI or in, I believe, Fredericton, where they have a tree, and you can see what place the cars are in. They know who's leading, but we're taking a guess out of here, folks. We know for sure John Fleming is in first. Wayne Smith now has really closed the gap on John Fleming because John got into some slow traffic. Art Steves is really doing some kicking up there to try and get those drivers to the inside.
Yep.
The slower drivers.
He goes through a full workout here tonight, doesn't he?
He'll wear a pair of shoes out there, that's for sure. So Wayne Smith is just tailing in behind John Fleming. It's about the best he can do right now, and I'm surprised he's getting the speed out of that car that he is because of the metal that's hanging off of that. That is one exciting race out there, folks. Greg Seward, I do believe, is in third place.
Tying up around second place is Wayne Smith out of Timberley, Nova Scotia, I guess it is.
Yes, that's what it is. We got a yellow out there. We've got a yellow.
Spin in turn 4.
Okay, that was
turn between 3 and 4, I guess.
Okay, we have a spin there between 3 and 4. That'll tighten up the pack. That's Chris Hughes in the 88 car. Chris Hughes, an Islander from Prince Edward Island. This is really going to bunch things up quite a bit here. That way we can get a real good vantage point now as to
we can get back on track for them.
Who's on the lead lap here.
Now, Barry, do they start the cars in the MASCAR Tour as far as leaders and to lap traffic in the back, or is it all leaders on the outside groove?
It'll be leaders on the outside and the slower cars on the inside. Usually now, we'll see what they do here tonight. I know on the 200 laps that's what they were doing, so we'll be able to tell here real quick. By the looks of things, that may be what's going to happen here, because Rick McCracken's on the inside, Dave Potter's on the inside. I would say that's what's going to happen here tonight, Jason. So as Art Steves goes down and maybe have a talk to some of the slower drivers who haven't been really paying heed to the yellow or blue and yellow flag, which means to pull over, slow it down a little bit, or pull to the inside and let the faster cars go by.
I was down looking at Wayne's car, Wayne Smith, the 44 cars you'll see coming around here. I was down to look at him this morning, or this afternoon here at Miramichi City Speedway. He's a little straighter car than what he has right now. His little sheet metal hanging off the side of her, as we can see.
There's a good shot of Wayne's car, and that's the result of a pretty good accident with Dave Corvette. Wayne's lucky.
Not far behind him, is it?
No, he isn't, and it's a good thing lucky for Wayne, he didn't go airborne on that one because he could have very easily. So
Still,
thankfully he didn't.
still got his foot in her, and as we see, sponsored by Wix Filters. Well, the last 3 cars we looked at here, Barry, all have a little piece of metal taken off them somewhere.
Well, somewhere along the line, that usually happens in most of these races. They don't end up with too much metal left on them sometimes, but
Always exciting here at Miramichi City Speedway for sure.
as long as they got some tubular steel around them to hold them in there in a cage, that's really all that matters. Cuts down on the aerodynamics by any stretch of imagining. So your race leader right now is, Jason, is the 97 car of John Fleming. In second is 44, Wayne Smith. In third is Greg Seward. In fourth is Bobby White. And in rounding up the top 5 is the number 6 of George Koskulix. So I believe we are on lap 25 right now.
Now, unlike the Sportsman Series and in the Street Stock Series, these guys count their laps as they go around in the pace vehicle. Is that right, Barry?
No, they do not count caution laps.
They don't count caution
not on
laps.
100 laps. No, people pay to see 100 laps. They're going to get 100 laps.
Is that
On
right?
a 200 lap one last weekend in PEI, they did count the cautions because of weather and such a long race. So, no, on a 100 lap race, they do not count the cautions. And people, like I say, they pay to see 100 laps. They're going to get 100 laps here at the racetracks.
They're going to get 100 laps of pure excitement tonight, Barry, because I see some metal flying here already and some really good passing and stuff going on. Drivers are remaining fairly calm. I mean, we had a hard start, but we're getting off to a good race here later on than the 25 lap figure.
The lights are out in the pace truck as he's going around. Art's got the rolled up green, so we could be going racing here very shortly. You are watching MASCAR Tour 1999 on TVNB. I'm Barry Johnston along with Jason Carnahan, a local boy here from the area. Of course, I am myself, but now reside in St. John and travel all over the Maritimes here this summer. It's been a lot of fun. I hope we get to do it again next year, and of course, budget restraints and everything else nowadays, that you never know what's going to happen next year. So,
like I said before, racing is what's going to bring it up, you guys. If you guys keep going with TVNB, they've been great to bring on the MASCAR Tour this year.
We've had a lot of positive feedback, and we love to hear from you folks. And if I had an email address, I would broadcast it across there, but I don't have one. But don't hesitate to call TVNB and just or Fundy Cable, whichever may be in your area, and just ask them for the email. Give us some feedback. We'd like to hear from you. Don't commentate on the don't send any comments on the commentating. That's iffy. But the racing itself, just let us know what you think of the racing.
That's right. That's right.
But no, it's been a lot of fun, and I'd like to say a special hello to my family up here in the Miramichi as I do every week, and hi Mom and Dad and everybody else in the area that I happen to know, and actually my Mom and Dad are here tonight watching, and they will be watching this again.
Geez, hey, can I do that too?
Go right ahead. You want to say hello to Mom and Dad?
Yeah,
right
hi
ahead.
Mom and Dad, and to I guess my grandmother and grandfather from Millerton, Burton and Frida Hamburg.
There you
Who
go.
will probably watch this race once they find out that it's on. Grandfather, a big race fan from way back.
Well, you like to hear his grandson probably on the radio or on the TV. Sorry, radio. Oh boy, it's all been a long day, folks.
It's going to be a long
on the
day.
TV as we're still under yellow here. Art didn't like things the way they were lined up. Now we're getting things lined up the way he wants them. The local boy here, Brad Tozer, kind of sitting near the back of the pack. But
Brad's not having a very good year, Barry.
well, he's only started in his first race was in PEI, and he's going to take next weekend off. He's not going to Antigonish. He may run pro stock the following weekend in Fredericton, I believe he said. So
Most definitely an expensive hobby to be into as
well,
a
that's
pastime.
what he was saying. It's very, very expensive, and next year he may take it a little more seriously and get things going. We got a green flag, and we're going
Here
racing.
we go. Bracken gets into the 44 car just as started across the start-finish line.
John Fleming, the race leader, 97. 44 car of Wayne Smith. And the 99 car of Greg Stewart is now in third.
Got to watch the third-place car, folks. He had a strong car in practice.
He's had a strong car all year. He won 3 races in a row here earlier in the season, but unfortunately he didn't. Oh, the 48 car of Dave Oblina's hard
Dave
into the
not
wall.
having a good day.
No, he's not having a good day. He's very loose out there. No yellow, as you notice, because he did not hamper the racetrack in any way. So, but he's got a lot of smoke coming out from behind his car.
I was talking to Dave earlier today. He made 4 or 5 changes to the car. I mean,
He's got a tire peel in there. He's going to blow a tire here real soon. He's going to blow a tire here
So
real
they're probably
quick.
going to radio him in, and
He may just drive it until it blows.
that'll be Dave.
Well, that might be him, but I think he's bluer
Yeah,
now.
he's gone. They get the tire down, folks. Caution flag's going to be out here in a second.
he's going to wave the caution because he's a car that's right in a bad spot coming to turn number 3. A lot of cars been sideways at a turn 3.
What happens, Barry, is they get into coming into turn 3, they're blinded by the lights at the end of the track there, and it's hard to see a car sitting there at the top of the track.
As you can see, the 48 car just sitting there high and dry in between 3 and 4.
Bad luck for Dave O'Buenas, says we think a tire went down. We're not quite sure yet. We'll let you know in a moment.
In behind there, you can see that is the pit area. If the cameraman can just up just a little bit for me. But that is a nice little pit area down there. It's a very crowded pit area. It's the regular features were run here tonight, the street stock and the okay, we got a smoking tire replay here. I think he actually blew a tire there because as you see going down the back straightaway there, he's got some fenders. I think when he went into the wall, I think his back quarter panel got into the tire and it just smoked her real good.
Hard to believe, Barry. It takes less than a lap once the sheet metal and stuff's into these cars. I mean, even if it's fiberglass, if it's jammed in there good enough, it'll slice right through rubber, no trouble.
And there he rests right there in between 3 and 4. These cars, folks, are running on slicks, and they are a Hoosier tire, Hoosier, and you get a little bit of metal on there, and these tires aren't very thick to start with. It doesn't take long to chew one up real quick. So
we got him started up again. I don't understand what's going on here. We're going to be made fools.
Okay, he's just going around the track here in front of us. He's making me look like he's still smoking.
Look like fools.
Still smoking. Whatever's going on there.
Rubbing there somewhere. Either that, or that's where the exhaust comes out of these cars, I think, isn't it?
No, the exhaust is more near the passenger side there,
okay,
on the
front drivers. You mean, eh?
Yeah. No, front passenger side. Actually, front right-hand side is down more there. They used to come out to the side, and they decided to go down to the bottom. So he's gone into the pit area, folks, as you saw on your camera. He's going in there quickly to get things checked out. Hopefully he can get back and not be down too many laps. So the light.
Get out of those cars. Tire.
Yeah, I think right for tire in the body.
Okay, as we get the official word there, Jason, as you might have heard into his headset there, that right rear tire went down and he's got the back quarter panel bumper cutting into it. So
basically, he can move, but he can't move without making smoke.
Dave Dixon there, he hears what's going on with the drivers. He's got a scanner there, and that's normally the advantage we have with Al Robinson, but Al's not here, so...
Keep in mind, he just went into the pits 1 lap ago, and they're not counting the laps here tonight, folks. So if Davey can get back out before the green flag drops, they got the air tools and everything there.
Dave, a native of Moncton.
Interviewed Dave at the car show this year. He was always a nice fellow to talk to, never has little to say, always has lots to say. You know, he's a great fellow to talk to. He's loves his sponsors. Got the volume truck and trailer and the arcade Brazil machine.
So as the cars are going around, Art Steves will probably get them crisscrossed here, and we'll get ready for racing here real quick. He's got the yellow and the green rolled up in his arm, so he'll probably crisscross these guys next time around as they go down around the back straightaway.
So we're hoping for a green, and Dave O'Buenas is hoping to get back out to catch the green flag, so he won't go a lap down.
Well, if it was just a tire, he should be on his way any second because they're not long.
Usually not long at all.
They're not as quick as some of the pits on
Don't forget
NASCAR.
he had a bumper to straighten out too. So
well, that wouldn't take much. Here he comes now back out onto the track. So,
ladies and gentlemen, Dave O'Buenas has made it back out of the track, probably with a fresh tire and a straightened out bumper. He's not going to lose a lap.
As you see him just coming out, he's going to start at the back of the pack, but as you see now on your camera, he is back out.
Good, safe place to be in a restart like this, Barry.
Well, if he's got a good spotter and it can help him get away from any accidents that may happen, so.
Got to hand it to his crew. They worked fast on that one. Got him out before he got a lap down.
A lot of these guys, Jason, have a real good crew, and they are pretty quick. But as I started to say, with MASCAR, it's a lot, or with NASCAR, their pits are a lot quicker, 14, 15 seconds. These guys got to go off the track in behind in basically a secluded area to get a tire change. So
as the boys make their way up, Art's trying to get them tightened up a little bit there and get a good start again.
Pace truck is gone into the infield, the Dodge Dakota. Green flag is up. We're going to get some racing here again as the slower cars are on the inside and the faster cars on the lead lap are on the outside.
Hammers are down.
There's your race leader, John Fleming. Right behind him is the 44 car of Wayne Smith. Rick McCracken trying to stay ahead of John Fleming so he won't go down a lap, but he is down a lap right now.
Boys, Barry, feel the thunder through the tower here as these guys go by, traveling at speeds about 97 miles an hour here at Miramichi City Speedway.
You can really feel it, and I hope that these fans here at the racetrack have some earplugs because they are definitely going to need it.
We got some stuff coming out of one of the cars here. We think it's Dave O'Buenas who got some stuff pouring out of his car.
Yep. The yellow, okay, here it is, a black leg with yellow. Some tracks it's black with orange.
And we think we've got some fuel, maybe.
That could be some fuel is right. If that's some fuel, the yellow will have to come out and they'll have to dry that track off.
Not quite sure yet. We're just, probably Art's going to look for a car.
Dave Oblinus has not gone into the pit area. But if he doesn't get in there soon, he may not have any fuel to make it around the track. If it was fuel that was coming out of his car, he's got something leaking out there when he goes into the turns. He has not gone in this time.
Art's not going to put up with too much of that. The big black flag's coming out for Mr. Oblinus, we think.
Mr. Oblinus has been black flagged. He is out of the race.
Black flag, not going to be a happy camper.
His laps don't. Oh, we got a crash into turn number 2. Going into turn number 2 had nothing to do with Dave Oblinus. Dave Oblinus right now is running with no points. He's just running laps, and it will be for no points.
Art wants him in.
Because he is leaking something that could cause some problems on the track.
These guys have radio communication, Barry. Is this a common problem to get a guy off the track? Is it because he's in the inside groove and can't get up? Or
sometimes they want to try and run a couple of laps just to... there, Art Steves made it quite plain right then and there to number 48.
Art gets quite wound up at these events, doesn't he?
Well, he's looking after the safety of the drivers here, Jason, and it's a big responsibility on his part. He's been black flagged, so if he comes back out again, he does not race for any points. He's racing for nothing right there now.
Well, he had the meatball flag first, so we know it wasn't anything other than a mechanical problem, as a meatball flag does mean here at Miramichi City Speedway, or any speedway you go to. You'll notice that maybe he might come back out, as you say, and run for no points. If you get a black flag in one of these events without a mechanical problem, chances are you did something you weren't supposed to do.
Well, he was running. He was told to leave the track. He's going to try and come back out here. The MASCAR official is pointing him no, saying at the other end, we can't see that on our camera because we got watching the race action here. He's backing up. I don't know what's going to happen down there in the pit area. He's going right directly into the pits. He's not a happy camper. He probably didn't realize he was leaking any fuel or anything and thought he did nothing wrong. Tried to squeeze out a couple more laps for points.
Disappointing evening for Mr. Oblinus. Would have liked to see him done better. I'm a big fan of Dave myself.
Anyway, right now I do believe your race leader is the 97 car still of John Fleming. Now, who may be in second is another story. I believe it's 44, Wayne Smith. And I think Greg Seward, the 99 car, is in third. Greg Seward always there, and he is always a big contender as he's going for his third straight win on the MASCAR Tour here in 1999. He won in Shediac, and then he won in Prince Edward Island on a shortened race because of rain. 111 laps of 200 were completed.
And we see more sheet metal yet again on the 15 car.
That's Scott Alexander, who was a rookie points leader in stereo right there. So we got a really, really spread out field out there.
This is where a lot of the backfield guys say, please give me a caution.
Yes, that is definitely what they're hoping for right now. They don't want anybody to get hurt, but they want a caution.
We're on lap 43 out of 100. It's going by fairly quickly here at Miramichi City Speedway.
It does go by real quick. You'd be really surprised how quick it goes. 250 next week in Antigonish. I hope goes by just as quick.
Antigonish, one of the fastest speedways here in the Atlantic provinces for sure. The banks here are yet to be seen.
And a convenient thing, they have an infield pit area, which is really nice for those guys. So they can be in and out pretty quick. Brad Tozer going down a lap now, probably 2 laps. But John Fleming going by him as Wayne Smith now getting stuck into a little bit of slower traffic. And I believe Greg Seward, the 99 car, is your third place, and 81, Bobby White is in fourth. George Koskulix, I believe, is in fifth, rounding out the top 5. So, with how many laps complete here now, Jason? We're getting close to the halfway point.
47 laps complete here at Miramichi City Speedway.
We are 3 laps shy of the halfway point here at Miramichi City Speedway. I'm Barry Johnson along with Jason Carnahan. Art's really trying to get the slower traffic down to the inside.
He's trying to get that 21 car Dave Pierce down there, doesn't he?
Well, sometimes you can do it and sometimes you can't. Maybe you get a little too much speed up, and Art realizes that.
Traffic here coming out of turn 1.
Art realizes that, and he tries to, he gives them the benefit of the doubt sometimes, so it's a little difficult by times, and it's a little different situation if we were in the car too, so everybody's a critic when they're sitting back watching it on TV, so
As we watch the laps go by here, we're still the race leader, number 97.
That's John Fleming. I believe in second place is the 44 car of Wayne Smith. You can see them going down the back straightaway. John Fleming now getting into some slow traffic. Got some slow. You see Art Steves there, as I said one time before, he's very, very colorful. As you saw him there just briefly on your monitor. Sorry, on your TV. I'm looking at a monitor, you'd be looking at a TV, so John Fleming now trying to get by some slower traffic. Scott Alexander and Dave Gorvette. And there's Art Steves waving that flag around. Good shot by the cameraman there, trying to hold that just a little bit longer for me. I appreciate that, just to show the folks at home what he goes through and why he's so tired after a race. 250 laps in Antigonish, he will be one tired man.
I wouldn't want to arm wrestle him, Barry, that's for sure.
Oh, he's definitely got some strong arms on there. He's actually no stranger to the race or to the TV field either. Worked for CTV, I guess, or ATV out of Halifax, and
it's a great feeling to be here with the TV New Brunswick crew tonight. Ken Packham and the MASCAR team as well.
Ken Packham, he gets pretty excited about everything down there just to the right of us here.
We can hear him up here, but I don't think too many people can hear him down there. It's pretty loud MASCAR here tonight. He tries to make himself heard, though, that's for sure. As we can hear.
Scott Alexander now is really holding up John Fleming. But Scott Alexander is on the inside. There's not too much more he can do. But he's got a big chunk of metal hanging there from the right quarter panel to the right, what would be the door on a normal car. As we see Wayne Smith getting caught up now into John Fleming. We got a bit of a race here for first place. Wayne Smith and John Fleming side by side going into turn number 1. But Wayne Smith is getting caught up into Scott Alexander. They are neck and neck going down the back straightaway. Wayne Smith,
he's going to have to go in the outside groove with them. The only way he's going to make it.
He's going to have to, maybe down here in the back straightaway, or the front straightaway.
15 car. Okay, we got a little smoke coming here. The brakes were hard on with a 97 car. And Wayne Smith gets the chance to go by at a turn through.
Wayne Smith now is your race leader. He got down on the inside of Scott Alexander.
And we got a crash.
We've got a crash into turn number 1.
Turn number 1. Caution flag will be out, folks.
So we got a yellow flag. That's the number 7 car of Dana Duncan, Rothesay, New Brunswick, just outside of the St. John area. That's another one of the amalgamated areas. Used to be Fairvale, but now he's in Rothesay. No worse for wear by the looks of things here so far, anyway.
Okay, just a little bit of smoke, Barry. I think that's about all. We're not going to jump to any more conclusions here.
No. There was no serious damage by the looks of things there. You got a great shot of the front end of his car there as he's trying to back down onto the track. So John Fleming and Wayne Smith letting him go, which is rather courteous, leaving the brakes on a little bit. Your race leader, I believe, right now is the 44 car of Wayne Smith.
Very good part on his part as he tried to...
97 car of John Fleming in second now, because he had to come hard onto the brakes when you get into slower traffic. And that's what Art Steves tries to avoid for his drive, for those cars out there. You see Rick McCracken going by there. Good shot of him. There's what we call the speed shot, suicide camera position. We don't have a man on that camera, folks, so don't worry.
Yeah, don't, folks. That's a mobile camera.
That's just one just sitting there all by itself. And best cameraman we have, maybe. No, I'm just kidding. just a little joke there. They've been teasing me all night, so I got to get back at them.
We're protected by a tower, so we're okay for now.
Well, I hope we are anyway. I hope
Great capacity crowd here of about 25 to 2,700 people, I guess, according to our tower stats. Miramichi City Speedway getting a little cool here on Saturday night. People are sticking by mostly.
Well, some people even, they see a lot of younger kids though. I see one just going there now. He's asleep on his dad's shoulder. So it's been a long night for some of these little fellows, and they love the racing, but how can they fall asleep with the sound of that thunder coming out of those cars?
I'm not sure.
I don't know how they do it, folks. I really don't. I know I couldn't do it, but yellow flag is still out. The lights on the pace truck haven't been coming on, so we can't really tell when they're going to be going racing, because
it's the only vehicle out there with lights. It narrows it down to one.
I will say that the pace truck driver is not the normal pace truck driver. So
we're currently on lap 58 here under caution.
We've passed the midway point on lap 58.
Keep in mind, folks, the caution laps aren't counted here tonight. Everyone's going to see 100 laps of racing here at Miramichi City Speedway. So Wayne Smith's going to be taking the lead here tonight at Miramichi City Speedway as the restart occurs. Art trying to get everything together here to get all the cars tightened up, hoping for a good restart. Guys are probably getting a little tired in there. There's a lot of metal flying off the cars already, so hopefully we're going to get some nice clean racing and get the other half of this race over with shortly. So as we see here, folks, as they come around to the first turn, we got 44 on the outside. That's Wayne Smith. He's going to be starting pole position on the restart. 97 behind him in second place. John Fleming out of Halifax, Nova Scotia, is going to be taking the second place start. All the cars on the inside are those slower cars at the field, folks, just so you don't get mixed up while you're watching the race. All the cars in the lead lap and in the top positions from first down are going to be on the outside groove.
We got the green flag, Jason. We're going to go racing here. And the 44 car of Wayne Smith is in the lead. 97 car of John Fleming in second. The third place car is 99 Greg Seward. And in fourth place is the number 6 car of George Koskillich. And rounding out the top 5 is the number 52 car of Sean Tucker.
Oh, we get a little checking going on here coming out of turn 3. What happens when everyone gets a little anxious?
Well, we were 3 wide there coming out of turn number 3. So we'll see if Wayne Smith can get his first checkered flag. He is the points leader, but Jason has never won a race this year.
Never won a race this year.
But he was there. He was there at the first of the year when they had a double points race, and that's what happened to John Fleming. John Fleming won 3 in a row, but still can't win this year. He can't win the points title. But Wayne Smith, who was there at the first year, got a double points, and he ended up first place in the points. And he's finished. If you finish in the top,
show you consistency is the game here too.
Finish top 10 races. Finish top 10 in a lot of races, and you get a lot of points.
So did you say John Fleming can't win this series?
He can't win this. He won 3 in a row, and I said to John, I said, you know, it's nice to win 3 in a row. And he said, yeah. He said it's nice, but he said I can't win this thing. He said with 3 wins in a row like that, he said I can't win because I missed the first race where they had double points, and I believe that was at the Moosehead Premium Dry Speedway in Halifax.
So the point series he cannot take the victory of.
No, he can't.
Is that right?
He can't, which is very strange. But the number 44 car of Wayne Smith, who is now your race leader, the 97 car of John Fleming's in second, 99 of Craig Seward's in third, George Koskillich's in the fourth, and the number 6 car is in fourth, and Sean Tucker, the rookie, I believe, is in the number 52 car.
Sean Tucker's been consistent all year here, folks, in the MASCAR Tour in Atlantic Provinces. Here you follow a little
Maritime provinces. We don't go to Newfoundland.
Oh, that's right too. I forgot.
So,
Maritime.
We're only Maritime. We don't go to Newfoundland. No Newfoundland drivers. They may be maybe from Newfoundland at one point in time, but
we do invite Newfoundlanders if they wish to participate.
Well, it's a long boat drive, seven and a half hours, I believe, by boat drive, and a little costly to fly your car over. So
park it on this side.
Yeah, leave it over here for the summer, obviously. But anyway. So your race leader is the number 44 car of Wayne Smith with a lot of sheet metal there hanging off to the side.
Just goes to show you, it's not the sheet metal bodies that do it on short tracks.
Nope, it's the driver behind the wheel. The field is starting to spread out once again.
And we're on lap 67 here at Miramichi City Speedway under the lights here.
67, so that means 33 more to go.
It's gone by faster than the Sportsman Series races here.
Basically it has. Basically it has, and that was something, folks, that was featured here earlier tonight. We didn't show it here on our MASCAR Tour 1999, but it has been going to be shown on another event. As we did start out with 17 cars here tonight. I'm not sure how many we have now. So we've obviously lost Dave Oblinus, the 48 car, because he's been black flagged. He'll not be too happy with himself maybe, and not too happy with what had happened, but that's not his fault. I mean, the car, you know, if you're going to leak fuel, it's not his fault. The car was leaking, and for the safety of everybody out there, you had to send him to the pit area. He didn't realize why he was being sent there.
A little aggravating for a driver with no communication sometimes. I mean, sometimes they get a little messed up. They don't know what's going on. They can't understand. Even the crew probably couldn't have been able to see that from the pit road. It's a hard call, and Dave's probably a little disappointed, but probably probably blown over by now.
As you see, the 1-2 drivers of Wayne Smith in the 44 car, and second place the 97 car of John Fleming. They're staying pretty close to one another there. John not letting them out of his sights. You see the slower traffic now going to come into play. Chris Hughes are coming up on the 88 car of Chris Hughes at a Prince Edward Island. They're going to go high and wide on him going down the back straightaway.
Great action, great racing action here tonight at Miramichi City Speedway on TV New Brunswick.
But I will say one thing, Jason, keep an eye on the 97 car, because when it gets down to the nitty-gritty with about 2 or 3 laps to go, he has a little tendency to get in underneath the left rear of most cars, and what happens then. I'm not accusing him of anything, but I'm saying the last couple of times he's been in that situation, he's done something a little tricky there.
Well, you notice he's checking low and checking high on him a little bit, just taking a peek here and there and see if he's going to try what they're doing there. I've actually been to a school before. They got to train you to do that. And you get the driver looking, and all of a sudden, bang, look at he's just going to do it right now. He's going to try and get him on the outside.
John Fleming taking a look on the outside, going down the front straightaway.
Yeah, he's down on the inside. He's got the 44 car looking back and forth and sideways, trying to see what's going on. Once you lose a little bit of concentration, once you get a little slip up, a little touching going on.
We just seen that there, what I just said. I don't know if John's listening to me there or not. Oh, John goes wide into turn number 1. He lost it a little bit there, but hung on to it. He got out of that groove just a tiny little bit.
Lap 77 here. The pressure's going to start pouring on here with less than
23 laps to go.
23 laps to go. Boys, this went by fast, Barry.
I believe we're on 22 now as we get a shot of the rest of the field coming down the front straightaway. That's the 99 car of Greg Seward. Number 6 car of George Koskulik sitting in 4th place. So we got a couple of battles going on there between 1st and 2nd and 3rd and 4th. As there is still a battle between the number 44 and 97 car.
So, fast racing action here at Miramichi City Speedway. 20 laps to go, folks. The race went by fairly fast. We've got
these cars go around a lot quicker than what they're used to, Jason.
Yeah,
the laps go real quick here. As we see George Koskulik's looking to the inside of Greg Seward. A little touch going on there. There was a little touch with Greg Seward and George Koskulik's. We got a great battle now between the 3rd and 4th position and the 1st and 2nd. As Wayne Smith is still leading this race. He's the number 44 car and the points leader.
I would have thought to see Craig Stewart come up a little further in this race, Barry.
Well, Craig Stewart, it's Stewart, not Stewart.
Stewart.
Yeah,
Stewart.
I made that mistake the first of the year, and I got ridiculed the rest of the season for it. So it's Sewart. It's not. I made a mistake. I thought it was a typo. So
you know where we're from.
Yep.
It's a natural.
Oh well.
It's a natural.
I'm not criticizing them here, Miramichi. What I say off camera is another story, but just kidding, folks. Just kidding. Great spot to live. Great spot. Summertime especially is really, really nice. We got a great race now for first place between 44 Wayne Smith and John Fleming in the 97 car. John is going to go. Oh, John could not. He couldn't get by Stokes, which is a slower traffic. Therefore, it gives Wayne Smith the opportunity to open things up just a little bit on John Fleming. They're going to get into some more lap traffic here.
Wayne Smith still your race leader.
We've got 85 laps complete, 15 to go. Wow, is this thing ever going by quick? And the fans here are getting some great...
He's caught up to him again already. There's going to be a race here for first place before the night's out, folks. Keep your eyes on the 44 and 97 car. Here he comes on the inside, coming into turn 3.
They are bumper to bumper, and 44 and 97. And also the battle between Greg Seward and George Koskulik is really heating up also. They got a great battle going, so 3rd and 4th position is a big battle, and 1st and 2nd is a battle.
So what do you predict here, Barry? John Fleming is going to sit back for the last 10 or 5 laps of the race here, and maybe put the pressure on, Mr.
I've made 8 oh, we got a crash in between turn 3 and 4. As that is the 99 car, I believe, of Greg Seward. Oh.
Not good. Greg had a strong car here, he still does. And we're going to get a little bit of replay of it here, folks.
Here comes a replay of this now. Maybe George got in on him just a little bit and spun him out as they're going down the back straightaway. We'll take this one and we'll try and call it for you on the way in.
Oh,
George does get
yeah.
into him just a little bit, so
little
George
bit.
may go to the back of the pack, and he may stay right where he is in third spot. We'll have
that's
to
up to
see
the
what they.
officials, yeah.
We'll have to see what the officials say on that.
As they take a little look at it here, is he going to rewind it for us? Yeah, just a little touch.
Just takes a little bit, so it's hard to see what the
Seward had the
officials.
brakes on. The 6 car touched up on him a little bit.
So we are on lap number 87 before this yellow went out.
As they say, it's racing.
Wow, this is great fun out here, folks. If you have a chance to get to a racetrack in your area and see some of this magnificent stock car racing, be sure to get out.
11 laps to go, folks. We're going to see some racing here on the restart for sure.
Lap 87 or 89?
Lap 89.
Lap 89, wow. No, 87, James. 87. The 88th lap did not count because the caution came out. So they have to go back to the last lap completed, and they lined them up by that order. So that's where the scorers and the other track officials really come in on the play here. I must add that Nora Melanson is driving the pace truck here tonight out of Lake Echo in Nova Scotia. I believe this is her first time driving the pace truck here tonight, and she's not doing too bad of a job. The yellow flashing lights don't come on very often, but hey, hats off, salute to her. Women all around on this tour.
That's
Jason.
right. You got to hand it to them. You got to hand it to them.
We're not taking anything away from them, but we're going to hand something to them, that's for sure, because we give them a good hats off salute here.
Got to hand it to her. You know, she's probably never been the first time in the pace truck. He got.
Well, it's not her first time to a race, I'll tell you that. So
No, that's for sure.
She follows the tour quite religiously, I guess.
She's got probably a 16-pack of screaming wolves behind her wanting to go.
Basically. It's like a caged animal's there, and she's dragging a big piece of beef there behind her, and they're chasing along.
Good comparison.
I know the guys in the truck are laughing at that one for sure. Hey, I've got to make it colorful here. It's my voice and face on the line here, so I got to make it colorful.
That's right.
These guys behind the scenes, they don't get seen, they just get the credit.
Yeah.
That one's for you, Danny, in the
I
truck.
haven't signed a contract yet, Barry, so I'm not going to comment any further.
Don't bother signing one.
So at Miramichi City Speedway, as Art gets them packed up here again, we're going to notice that we're going to see a real big jump off the line here. Coming into turn 4, keep your eyes open, folks. Going to see the 44 car probably come out front first, followed by the 97 car.
Jason, my prediction on this one is the 97 car will go flying by the 44 car.
You think so?
I have a feeling because he has been very hot off the
He's got to
start.
get by that piece of that little wing he's got there on the side of his car, though. First,
I don't know. I think he can get by that no problem at all.
we started with a field of 17 cars. I think we only lost one out of the little mishaps we had. Mr. David Blinas out of Boundary Creek, New Brunswick. I think he's the only one that hasn't returned to us. We got 16 cars out there.
So that's pretty good. Normally we lose a few more than that. So
Lost a lot of metal, Barry, but we haven't lost a lot of cars.
A lot of metal, a lot of rubber, but that's about it. Pace truck has gone to the infield. Art Steves has the green flag up.
So we're on lap 88. We're going to be doing right here now, folks.
As we see, they coming down the front straightaway to get ready to cross the start finish line. And Wayne Smith gets on the jump over John Fleming, which I didn't think he would be able to do because John has been very quick on the accelerator. But he's right on Wayne Smith's bumper. And number 2, Brad Tozer. Brad Tozer does not want to get lapped.
And what an opening for Mr. Fleming on the inside.
Yes, but Wayne Smith can take him on the outside because John Fleming is right behind the slower traffic.
Now he's behind John Fleming. He's got to go with him for the next little bit. Tozer needs to be out of the way in order to let these guys go. He should be going down or up, one or the other. Let the big boys go.
And that's what Brad should be doing is right. He should be getting down low and letting these guys go by.
Yeah. I know they're trying hard to stay on the lead lap and everything, but I think Brad's already a couple laps down.
Wayne Smith has lost a little something out of that car. He's not got the speed that he had here earlier.
No, he's starting to get bumped on a little bit there. He's starting to get pushed on.
He's getting pushed there by Dave Gorvette a little bit.
Nothing but excitement here at Miramichi City Speedway tonight, folks, under the lights.
We are now on lap 91 of 100 laps, so we got 9 laps to go. And we got a great battle here. But the 44 car has really lost a little something out of that car because he does not have the power that he had a while ago. And if he's not careful, George Koskiewicz in the 3rd position is coming up, and he may get by Wayne Smith if he can get around Bobby White and Dave Gorvette, 81 and 77 respectively.
Well, Barry, the 44 car seems to have the straight stretch juice, and yeah, he only seems to get him in the turns a little bit.
It's a real shame. I was hoping Wayne, I shouldn't count him out yet, but I was hoping Wayne could have got a checker flag here tonight to go along with the being the points leader. That would look real nice.
Yeah, it'd be real nice.
But it's not going to happen.
John Fleming's having an outstanding season, I guess, folks. So
this will be win number 4 or 5 for John Fleming this year. So I would say 4 to be safe. As you can hear, fans, the roar of those cars, as we like to call the thunder.
And as we watch Wayne Smith
better be careful because George Koskiewicz is right there, only 2 cars behind. He may
Wayne Smith's losing a lot out of that car.
We got a yellow out here. We've got a yellow, and there's some debris on the track coming out of into turn number 4.
Oh boy, here we go again.
Yep, we're going to get them lined up again. So we're going to have 497 and 44.
So we're on lap.
We can get a shot into turn number 4 of the piece of debris. You just see it right there. It looks like a tire may be peeled. That's kind of what it looks like. I don't know if it is or not.
So we were on lap 95 when that occurred. So it thinks we're going to be I think a minimum 5 laps left to go.
That is what it'll be. It'll be 5.
If so, we've got a lot of hungry ventures out front. Give a chance. I don't know what happened to Wayne's car, Barry. It seemed like it just started to die a little bit.
Just almost like he went from 8 cylinders or 6 cylinders, whatever he's running, to 5 or 7.
As we see the little Miramichi City Speedway buggy go around.
No, that's not the Miramichi City Speedway.
That's the MASCAR buggy?
That's Art Steve's own creation right there. That's the push buggy. That's what it's called. The push buggy. He designed that himself. It's got fire extinguishers on there, and
similar to the one at Shediac Canyon Speedway as well. They got a push buggy up there too.
Actually, that's the same one.
Oh, that's the same one.
That's the same one.
They've added a fin to her.
Well, they've added some things to it, and
looks like an outlaw car now.
Actually, you know what? Just come off the track was metal off of the 44 car of Wayne Smith, I do believe. I just seen some red stuff thrown down there to the infield.
We knew that was coming.
Well, it had to be something sooner or later. So that's what it looks like here.
So as we have a glance at the cars as they come around, as you see, John Fleming sitting on the pole for the restart with about 5 laps to go once I confirm it with you guys.
That is correct. 5 laps to go. John Fleming is the race leader. Sitting in behind him will be the number 44 car of Wayne Smith, and third will be number 6, George Koskiewicz, and a great break for Greg Seward in the 99 car. He may get a chance to get by George Koskiewicz.
So 97, 77, and 44 are your top 3 positions for your restart.
So as we wait for the
All lap cars to the rear. All lap cars to the rear.
So all the lap cars are going to go to the rear, as we hear from Dave Dixon. They're not going to fool around here. They want all the lead lap cars going to the front.
We're going to see some excitement here, Barry. All the lap cars and all the slow cars to the back. Not necessarily slow cars that are a lap down.
No, they've just been lapped and just had some bad luck here in this race, unfortunately. As the voice of MASCAR is making his way down to near track level with very few laps left to go. Ken Packham, very colorful announcer and very knowledgeable.
You recognize him at pretty well every track with the big cowboy hat.
That's,
is that right,
that's
Barry?
the man. You can't miss him. I seen him over at CarQuest here earlier today. They had Wayne Smith over there, and oh gosh, can't remember the other car. Sean Tucker's car. And I was looking around for Ken. I seen the pace truck over there, and that's what he drives when he gets to the track. And I got looking around, couldn't find him. He didn't have the hat on. So I did see him eventually.
Better watch out, he'll sneak up on you. He's not a small guy either.
No, he's not a small guy, but he used to be a racer. Now we got Art Steves going down now to the racetrack as something.
Is it trying to straighten out something?
Oh, they're trying to get the slower cars to the back. They're not going to go. They're going to go single file for the last 5 laps.
I didn't know exactly what that gesture meant in front of us, folks here, but
No.
that means to the back.
No, that means to the back. They're going to run single file, all slow cars to the back. That's what's going on there. Maybe Dana Duncan didn't quite understand the instructions there, but all the slow cars are going to the back. They're going to go single file racing.
So
all the fast cars are on the lead lap, sitting at the front. So what you see in the positions there are all the faster cars.
So with 5 laps to go here at Miramichi City Speedway, after 95 laps of excitement here, we're going to see John Fleming start off in the pole position in the restart.
Where is the 44 car? He's got to get up near the front.
I do believe he's in that position because he lost a few at the end of it.
So folks, they're trying to get things straightened out here as we are under yellow here at Miramichi City Speedway. You're watching NASCAR Tour 1999 on TVMB Sports. I'm Barry Johnston along with Jason Carnahan filling in for Al Robinson, who was away on a semi-bit of a vacation in Quebec with his family. I believe his wife has gone up on business, but nonetheless, we will see him back here, not here, but we will see him back in Antigonish for 250 laps. Folks, that is going to be one heck of a long race, and it's going to be lots of racing action. So
apparently this is the way they're going to start them off, folks.
Must be all the lap cars are going to stay to the back.
Stay to the back, so starting off.
Not a very fair start for the likes of George Koskulik, Greg Seward, and Wayne Smith. John Fleming gets to start right at the front. We're going green flag racing on lap 96.
So according to the restart, the 97 car of John Fleming is going to be starting pole. 77 car of
Dave Gorvette out of Sherwood PEI.
Starting second, the 44 car Wayne Smith, and then the 81 car of Bobby White out of Kennecott, Nova Scotia.
Green flag is up, so we're going to get racing.
5 laps to go, folks. Who's going to take home the MASCAR 100 here?
From Miramichi City Speedway in Miramichi City, New Brunswick. We got lots of racing here, 5 laps to go. As we are now on lap 96. Lap 96 will be completed as we cross the start-finish line. It's been a lot of great racing out here, folks. As we see the number 97 car going around down to the back straightaway. Actually, there he is right there.
Definitely a strong car. Wide open lead, about 2 car lengths on
Dave Gorvette, the 77 car. And somehow or another, don't think Dave Gorvette is even on the lead lap, but nonetheless, that's where he is right now. We'll have the official at the end of this. 2 laps to go. The popsicle sticks are up. Art Steves gets them going.
John Fleming is a strong lead here to win the NASCAR 100 at Miramichi City Speedway under the lights.
2 laps to go. That's a rolled up checkered and a rolled up white. That means 2 laps left. As we see John Fleming starting to come around, and John Fleming will get the white flag coming up here real quick. 1 lap to go, ladies and gentlemen. Lap 99. 99 of 100 laps, and your race leader right now. And I will predict the race leader and winner will be the number 97 car of John Fleming, as he is going to take his 4th checkered flag here this year. And there's your race winner, the 97 car of John Fleming out of Nova Scotia. And in second place, as it looks, is the 77 car of Dave Gorvette. In third was George Koskulik. And I'm not real sure, but that's the way they have the thing finished up.
So stand by. We're going to have the official order of winners here at the Miramichi City Speedway as they line up here at the front of the track. John Fleming taking the checkered flag home here at Miramichi City Speedway. A long race, good racing, long afternoon for the guys. They've been here all day. You got to hand it to them. They're probably tired. The fans are tired. There's kids falling asleep here. It's been a late night for Miramichi City Speedway. And as the fans go down to
okay, ladies and gentlemen, I just got the official from Dave Dixon.
Go ahead, Barry.
The The winner was the 97 car of John Fleming. The second place was 77, Dave Gorvet. In third was number 6, George Koskulix. So there you have them. I thought that Wayne Smith was on the lead lap, and he was in second place. But I was human, and I made a mistake.
Hey,
But when the field spreads out like that, it's really hard to figure out who's on the lead lap and who's on leading. But anyway, we are going to take it down to Ken Packham now, down trackside with your winner, John Fleming.
Well, that's exactly right. You know, you make some changes, running changes as you go along, and then sometimes you take a look in the rearview mirror and you say, gee, you know, what we were doing a few weeks ago seemed to be the hot ticket, and that's what happened.
Definitely. I know we ain't going to stray away from it anymore.
Well, I guess you got to be pumped for the 250 coming up, the Pioneer Coal Atlantic Cat 250, and that's going to be next weekend in Antigonish.
Yeah, really looking forward to it. We usually run pretty decent down there, but not super fast, but I think with the setup we got now, we'll be all right.
Well, hey, reasonably quick and consistent is the name of the game.
Oh, definitely.
Congratulations, John. Great job.
Thanks, Ken.
All righty. Johnny Fleming. Good number for him tonight. And we're going to work our way down the line here because I think our buddy Dave is probably out of the car by now. We'll say hi to him. Everybody's favorite granddad, the fastest meat salesman in the Maritimes. How you doing, David?
Doing wonderful, Ken. I'd like to be one spot ahead, but we didn't get there tonight. And something I always forget when I come here is I got to thank my crew. I mean, Tom Scully and his young fella and the rest of the guys. I mean, they give me a car to win races, and I get in these little incidents and come up a little short. So I really like to thank them and all my sponsors, Ken.
Well, I'll tell you, they're all doing a good job for you, and of course they deliver you a package, and you can get the package as far to the front as you can. That's how it works.
Yeah, we done pretty well tonight. The car was a little tight after we got that tire change, but for coming from the back, we done well.
Congratulations, great job.
Thanks, Kenny.
Dave Gorvet, one of the Skolink Needs and Green Gables Fast Five, and down we go to Uncle George. Listen, that was quite a night. You had quite a time. George Koskulix on the bump in the 6 car, finishes third tonight. Decent piece of driving out there, let me tell you.
Well, you know, kind of lost my temper out there in that 99 car, and I think if he had let us go like a gentleman should have, we might have had a shot up front. But I'm going to tell the 99 I'm going to remember him, because we're usually a gentleman to him, and I owe him right now.
Well, racing is the kind of thing that's, I always said to everybody, it was much like football with wheels under you. So, your tackle next.
Well, I hope he don't come to me in the picture. You'll see a free fall, because I'm not a happy camper.
Well, that's okay. Time for George, the car, and all the rest of the crew to get composed again as George puts a little water in his radiator, and that'll probably help him feel a whole lot better, too.
That's going to do it here for Miramichi City Speedway in Miramichi City, New Brunswick. We brought you the MASCAR Tour Night 100 laps here. Our next broadcast will come from Antigonish Speedway the Riverside, Speedway in Antigonish. Will be 250 laps, which is going to be a lot of racing. That'll be our next broadcast. So once again, your race winner was the 97 car of John Fleming. And from Miramichi City Speedway, for Jason Carnahan and everybody else behind the scenes, I'm Barry Johnston. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.